Did they really expose Austin Metcalf's father? Let's find out.
Hey, TikTok, I told you that when I came back, I would share some information with this platform. So at 4:30, I came on and I shared this. No other network has done this. You've seen it first right here with me. Breaking news. Jeffrey Metcalf. I broke it. I broke it to the internet. Now, if you see it anywhere else, just know where they got it from. They got it from me. No other news network, no other TikToker, no other creator has this. So, I'm asking you now to share this video to everybody. I want this video on everybody FYP. You see, the more people that sees this, it creates support for Anthony. Because the narrative needs to be changed. I honestly think in my heart of hearts that those boys wouldn't be the boys they are if it wasn't for this clown. That's why I say Anthony needs to be released at his own recognizance, and this clown needs to take his fucking place. Don't like this video. Like it, repost it, and share it.
Let's look at this thing for what it really is. You have a guy from TikTok. He digs up dirt, finds what appears to be some sort of arrest record from 2011. And he puts a big old arrow to sexual assault. And he's telling everybody that he broke the news, he's the first, and all this other nonsense. What exactly does this do for the case? Number one, the one that is on trial is Carmelo. Carmelo is the one who committed murder. But what blacks are doing is they're finding dirt on the father. Before we even get into this, my question to all of you black men that are out there, how many of you have arrest records? How many of you are felons? How many of you committed crimes and did time? Okay, so if you did your time and you served your time and the past is the past, would it be wrong if I judge you as a man today in 2025? Let's say, for example, you're a content creator and you're FBA, but you served time in prison. You committed a crime. Could I use your past criminal history and make you look like a bad person today when you're not that person anymore? Okay, so now what exactly is the point of bringing up Jeffrey's criminal history from the past? And then we want to focus on sexual assault and try to tie that into his sons to allude to his sons having some sort of issues because of the daddy. Well, if that's the case, all black men that have prison records, that have gay tendencies, that, have a background of committing crimes, robberies, shootings, that mean all of their children are susceptible to the same activity. Now, that would be wrong to judge the children that way, right? But that's exactly what black people are doing. Black people are saying, hey, Jeffrey Charles Metcalf had an arrest back in 2011, so let's focus on 2011, even though we're in 2025. Even though we're in 2025, let's be petty. And see, this is what the black community love to do. They do this type of stuff with me on social media. They find dirt. Not because it's true, it's to paint a narrative. In other words, we got him, we got the father, let's expose him. How are you exposing something that is public record that happened in 2011? Like, this is dumb. And then people are spinning the whole story by saying, hey, you know, Mr. Metcalf's wife, she pretty much left him because of the sexual assault issue and took the kids. Are we in the past or are we in 2025? Because I'm trying to figure out, we have a black male that murdered a white teen, and instead we're trying to find dirt on the father to justify our racism against his sons. A lot of you black people are going around saying that the two white teens were racist. They were bullies. They were trying to attack Carmelo, but there's no reports of that in the media. There's no reports of anybody being bullied. There are no witnesses of anyone being bullied. There is no witnesses of anybody doing anything other than letting Carmelo know that he's not supposed to be in the section he was at. But now, this is what black people want to do, guys.
Hey, TikTok, I told you that when I came back, I would share some information with this platform. So at 4:30, I came on and I shared this.
Congratulations. What exactly did you do?
No other network has done this.
There's no need to. There is absolutely no need to talk about Metcalf Sr. or any arrest he had in 2011. That have absolutely nothing to do with the case.
You've seen it first right here with me.
Who cares?
Breaking news.
How is that breaking news? It's from 2011, sir.
Come on now,
This
dog.
is not making any sense.
Come on, man.
Jeffrey Metcalf.
And he's so proud of himself, guys. He is so proud that he found some dirt. And this is why the black community is continually looking bad. The racism, the hate for white people that blacks are expressing is beyond measure. That they would go as far as to trying to find old arrest records of the father to try to make the sons appear like they're violent, like they were suffering from some sort of trauma. And this is the reason why they were bullying Carmelo, even though there's no reports of Carmelo being bullied.
I broke it. I broke it to the internet.
You broke what to the internet? What exactly did you break to the internet, sir?
Now, if you see it anywhere else, just know where they got it from.
If you see it anywhere else, just know where they got it from. You got it from the Records website. They didn't get it. You didn't get it from you. You got that from searching for dirt. And I'm pretty sure you didn't find anything either. You most likely saw somebody else with it, and then you went to TikTok and ran with it. Stop it.
From me. No other news network, no other TikToker, no other creator.
See, this is not about truth. This is about who's first. This is about competitive jealousy. This guy right here is a racist. At the end of the day, he's a racist because this situation with the father have nothing to do with his sons. Anybody that is talking about the father's past arrest records and you're trying to tie that into his sons, be very careful with what you do because the same can be done for you today. That means that any of you black men that have any criminal past, any arrest records, guess what? Your children are violent. That means that your children are susceptible to being like you. That means we can judge your kids based off of your past, which means it is not about your children going to school, getting an education, and being good citizens. No, that's not good enough. We got to judge you by your father. So if that's the case, all of us should be judged by our deadbeat dads. All you brothers that don't have no father in your life, guess what? The reason why your life is the way it is because your father left you. You see that now? Do you see how we're giving people excuses? You understand? This is absolutely amazing, guys, when you really think about this. Because when you look at the fact that Metcalf Sr. was arrested in 2011, that mean that his sons were probably like 4 or 5 years old, somewhere around there. So when you think about that, at 4 or 5 years old, why are people trying to imply that because the father was arrested in 2011 for SA, that somehow that mean that his sons are just like him and the sons are bad? And then they're going as far to say, well, the father's acting like he's a Christian. He's acting like he's in church. And then they're using his past and they're trying to judge him with that as if though we all don't have a past. Like we all don't have a past and did dirt. Some of y'all been to prison. Some of y'all did time. Some of y'all did time for very, very serious charges. So I'm trying to figure out why content creators are pushing this narrative now about the father. It makes no sense.
Has this. So I'm asking you now to share this video.
You're asking people to share a video of a 2011 arrest. And what does that do for the case? Absolutely nothing.
To everybody. I want this video on everybody FYP.
And this is why R. Kelly is in prison. This is why a lot of people go to jail, because we put information out on the internet and then the court of public opinion get it. People become emotional and then they start looking at other people's past and then they start to judge them in 2025. None of y'all know Metcalf Sr. None of y'all known if he served time in prison. Y'all don't know if those charges were dropped. Y'all don't know if what were the circumstances. Y'all just don't even know that, but y'all running with it. Because once you hear sexual assault, it sounds juicy, and that's typical of how people sway narratives to make them focus on the father rather than focusing on Carmelo. The topic is not about Jeffrey Charles Metcalf. Topic is about Austin Metcalf and Carmelo Anthony. That is what the subject is about. So I think that blacks need to focus on the topic and stop entertaining gossip and bochinche in terms of trying to crucify and judge the father based off of something that happened in 2011. Do you understand how crazy this looks? Where everybody online is spreading a video of a 2011 arrest. Y'all acting like y'all found something that's so special. Who cares? Like, seriously, who cares? Because guess what? Jeffrey Charles is not on trial for anything. The one that is on trial is Carmelo Anthony. He's the one that's on trial.
You see, the more people that sees this, it creates support for Anthony.
It creates support for Anthony because what you're doing is manipulating people. You're manipulating people. How could you tell the public that an arrest from an arrest from 2011, you're telling people that if they could see this, it'll help Carmelo gain support. How? How does that help him gain support? The only way that can help him gain support is if weak, emotional people are listening to your content, because Metcalf Sr. have nothing to do with this case. And it just doesn't even make sense when you really think about it. But this is how social media works. People paint narratives. They become very petty. They find dirt. And they go out there and they push that into the internet so that people can hate the father. If that's the case, let's hate all black men that have a criminal history. Matter of fact, don't trust any black man that have a past, penitentiary record, criminal record, arrest records. Mark my words today. If we're going to play this little game by bringing up an old 2011 arrest of the father to throw shade, then I'm going to have to start to make content to tell ladies Don't date, marry, or even get involved with a man with an arrest record because he's most likely a criminal. He haven't been rehabilitated. He haven't been re-assimilated into society. He's not civilized. Once a black man have a criminal past of any sort, whether it's a petty crime, whether it's a more serious charge, don't date him, don't get with him, because he's most likely the same guy. So if that's what we're going to do, then I'm going to have to start to do what I got to do in terms of warning these ladies not to deal with you brothers that have arrest records. Matter of fact, don't do business with black men that have felonies, that have criminal records, because guess what? They're the same person. No matter how much they tell you they're with God, no matter how much they tell you that they've been saved by Jesus, they're the same exact guy, ladies. So don't trust them. This is sick.
Because the narrative needs to be changed. I honestly think
the narrative needs to be changed. So you want people to focus on negativity with the father? So you want to paint the father in a bad light. You want to paint the father in a bad light when the father came into the public and made it very clear that this is not about race. And he was basically trying to calm everybody from being racist. And now you're trying to throw dirt on the father. I tell you, man, black people are wicked, bro.
in my heart of hearts that those boys wouldn't be the boys they are if it wasn't for this clown.
So you're now saying, see, here's what you're doing now. What you're doing is very sick. You're basically saying that the boys had some sort of trouble because of their father. What exactly has been reported in the news that suggests that the boys had some sort of issue? Nothing. Nothing in the news media suggests that anyone was bullied. Nothing says that these young men were violent. These were very intelligent men with good grades, and they were into sports. So what exactly are you doing? You're not making no sense. You're just a black racist that hates white people. Because I checked out your Instagram. You hate white people. It's very, very clear.
That's why I say Anthony needs to be released at his own recognizance, and this clown needs to take his fucking place.
So you want the father to take the place of Carmelo. How is that possible if Jeffrey Charles Metcalf is not in prison? So you want him to go back to prison? For what? You're not making any sense, sir. And anybody that is listening to this guy, you got to get yourself reevaluated and see a therapist, because you're suffering from a mental illness and you're suffering from racism. You're suffering from being a racist. Internalized racism is exactly what you're battling.
Don't like this video. Like it, repost it, and share it.
He want you to share a old arrest record. To do what? Paint a bad narrative about the father so that people can look at the father as a horrible person? You don't know what happened in that man's past. How many black men been charged with SA and it wasn't so, but it's on their record? How many black men have been charged with raping a woman and they never did it and it's on their record? How many black men have SA charges, grape charges, burglary charges, and in those cases, they may have done it and served time in prison and changed their lives? How does that look? You bringing up something from 2011 in 2025? That don't make no sense. His boys were around 4 or 5 years old. They're 17. This is crazy, y'all. But hey, we're going to get on out of here. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think of the video. Carmelo Anthony is guilty. He's going to serve time in prison. No matter how much black people band with him, send money to his fundraiser, it doesn't matter. He's going to serve time in prison. He may not get life in prison, but he's definitely going to serve time, and he's going to be tried as an adult. So rate, comment, and subscribe, guys. I'm going to get up on out of here. Peace and blessings. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Ringo TV Reactions. We're out. Peace.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $Ringo TV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/Ringo TV Raw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at Ringo TV Raw.
This is Ringo TV Reactions, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth 100% raw and uncut. I'm out. Peace.